What's up guys, it's Erin and I am back with another super simple, very easy, very, I guess, minimalistic bullet journal setup for you for November 2019. I was feeling a little bit royal, I suppose, with some golds and some silvers, and because of who I am as a person, I had to smush some pink in there as well, so that's what we're going with for this setup, which is mostly just from stickers and a couple of pens and a little bit of handwriting, which is nothing complicated. I promise you, you can absolutely recreate this for yourself. So let's talk about materials. I am starting off here with my Leuchtturm 1917 notebook and a pencil and eraser and a whole lot of pens. I wasn't sure yet which ones I was going to use because I started off this design completely blind, but I got a couple of Copics. One is like a mauve and one is a light pink. I've got some Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pens, some pinks and purples, and my trusty black that I love, as well as the Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen too. I've got these two Faber-Castell metallic Pitt pens, not brush pens, just pens, felt tips these ones, and a black Sharpie pen as well. And I didn't even end up using all of these pens. This Sharpie pen's getting a little bit worse for wear. There's not much left on the tip there, but it's still going strong, so I'm gonna keep on using it until it's dead. I've got these 4 rolls of washi tape. One of them you will recognize from last month. I just really like it. Oh, and a pen, I forgot. This is a Signo white gel pen that I used to fix my mistakes. And now a bunch of stickers. You can use whatever stickers you like. I just have these stickers lying around from years gone by. I couldn't even tell you where I got them or how they came into my possession, but I was like, you know what? About time we use some stickers. One of them is even a blank calendar from a set that my lovely friend John gave me when we first got into bullet journaling back in 2017. And I have these rolls of really thin metallic tape. These are actually nail art tape, and I was at this point where I was just like, use what you got, Erin, this is in the cupboard, so it's going in the book. And because of all the tape, a pair of scissors as well, of course. All right, time to get started. As I said before, I was going in completely blind with this layout. I had no idea really what I wanted it to look like. I just wanted it to be pretty quick and simple and easy. So I'm just sketching out November for the cover page here on the left, and I'm gonna go over that with the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist brush pen in black. I actually didn't position this as well centered as I thought. It's a little bit more towards the top of the page than I wanted, but it doesn't matter, so that's fine. And I'm just going to line the top and the bottom of the page with this kind of beveled one-sided sort of washi tape that's a beautiful metallic gold to give me a bit of a border going on. And then I'm just going to add on a drop shadow with the gold Pitt Artist pen as well. I'm not very good at adding drop shadows to things, and this pen, because it's not a brush pen, it doesn't really have a weight that varies, so it's really tricky to get that looking good. And I'm just adding a little line in the middle with the white pen as well, and a dash along the bottom, and then we're gonna put some stickers up the top and some stickers down below, because who doesn't love a sticker? It makes you look much more artistic than you are in one very easy step. My nail art tape here is in a rose gold and a gold and a silver, and I'm kind of just layering them up, however, so that they're kind of close but not too neat. I wanted them to overlap and just fill in a bit of space, I guess. On the facing page, I'm going to have my calendar, so just adding another little border and then sticking this calendar down approximately in the middle. So I'm going for an alternating little circle-y dot situation in the middle of each box for the days of the month. And they're not very even, and my pen kept sort of picking up dust while it was doing this, but it doesn't matter. Just gonna fill in those babies. November starts on a Friday, and I was feeling real lazy and didn't want to draw out all of my own boxes this month, so this is how it's working, because I honestly don't refer back to this page that often anyway. I'm just putting a space down the bottom for each day, so I can add in any tasks there, fixing up one that went a little bit too long, and then just adding the numbers back in. Originally I thought I'd do this in white, but it didn't work so well, so I just colored over it with those pens again. They're kind of almost like a paint pen to fix it up, and then adding on a border just with the silver and the gold to kind of mix things up a bit. And now I'm going into my very standard gratitude, habit and mood tracker spread, which does not change month to month. I feel like I shouldn't even really describe this to you guys because you've seen me do it a bunch of other times, and if you're new here, I will pop a link in the cards in the top right hand corner so that you can go and see me do this not so quickly in another spread. Fair warning on these Copics, they bleed through the pages in a Leuchtturm 1917, so if you're not using something like an Archer and Olive notebook with a higher GSM paper, then you're gonna get some of this coming through on the opposite side of the page, and I'll show you later on in the video what that looks like, but just something to keep in mind. If bleed bothers you, Copics probably aren't the best idea. I maybe wouldn't recommend it. It actually bothered me, I'd forgotten that they did that. But the spreads look really nice with this color pink, so I guess it's not too bad. I actually started putting mood over the heading area of what is actually the habit tracker, so I just thought I'd fill those in as boxes to fix it up. The things we can get away with when we're bullet journaling. I'm gonna add in my habits later because you guys don't need to know what my habits are, do you? Of course not. This part also hasn't changed, and I'm not in love with this spread. It ended up a bit messier than I wanted, so I tried to do that border situation just like before with the gold and the silver, and I didn't really love how it came out, and I got a bit wonky over there on the side. But this spread is much more about function than looking beautiful, so it doesn't really matter at all. And I'll show you what I mean about the bleeding here. So I'm just going every second line with the Copic chisel tip end, and on the facing page, sorry, on the previous page, you can see I didn't line this page, the habit tracker, mood tracker page at all. You guys saw that? So you can see what this looks like bleeding through the page. And I don't hate it, and it will be helpful, but I just wanted you to know that that's a thing that will happen, just so if that really bothers you, you can not make the mistake. So I'm switching over to the Faber-Castell pens for my first weekly spread of the month because I'm a bit done with that bleeding. And I'm doing this little trick that is all over YouTube, but it's definitely not my trick. I have thieved this just like everyone else. See how much less bleeding there is there? How much better is that? Oh, I love it. Okay, as opposed to this bad boy that's just everywhere. Okay, so the way this ombre effect with the brush pen works, you can do this with Tombos as well and probably any other kind of brush pen, is that you just scribble with your brush pen onto a piece of plastic with whatever color you would like to transition from, and then pick that up on your pen by scribbling over it again with another color, and it will absorb some of that ink, and then that will be what comes out of the pen first before the actual color that it normally is. And you can just use that to make this pretty little gradient effect, which kind of looks like watercolor. I do have some watercolor paints, but I hated how they felt on the page, and sort of putting your hand over it to write later in the month, I didn't like that feeling. So rather than using actual watercolors, I find that this works really nicely. So it does take a little bit longer than it would if you were just drawing a solid colored line, but I don't mind. I liked the horizontal layout from last month, so I'm kind of sticking with that, but slightly less boxy and rigid. So I'm just adding the number of the day in a little circle to one side and the name of the day. I accidentally went up to 11, where there are not 8 days in a week, Erin, but I just put a sticker over it to turn it into a notes section, which is what I originally had planned, and now nobody knows. And I just wanted to bring in a little bit more of the rest of the theme of the month, so I'm going back to my stickers and my washi tape to fill in a little bit of space at the front of the month here, just to, you know, maybe it's a hearty kind of day, or maybe it's a pink washi tape kind of day, or maybe it's a silver filigree hearty kind of day. I just thought it added a little bit of something extra to the page, and I don't need all of that space, so that's always nice. Flicking back over to the beginning of the month here, I'm going to add on my little washi tab. I have found some sturdier tabs very, very kindly, thank you to Officeworks, that I'm going to use for next year's bullet journal, but I don't want to mess up my system while I'm halfway through, so I'm sticking with the washi tape for the rest of this book before I move over to the new one. And there's also a little bit more washi tape going down here because I just thought the strip wasn't wide enough as compared to the other hearts, so let's add a bit more on here. And there we go! Was that not the easiest bullet journal set? No, it's not the easiest. There are easier ones out there, but I think it's pretty easy. I hope you enjoyed this video and got something out of it to put into your own bullet journal, and if you did, I would absolutely love to see. Please tag me on Instagram at Erin Smith Photo, or on Twitter at Erin and the Light, or any of the other social medias. All the links are in my description down below. You have already obviously found me here on YouTube, and I really appreciate you taking time to watch my Plan With Me video because I really enjoy making them, and it makes me happy that other people like watching them too. I hope you have a fantastic November full of all sorts of hearts and stars and flowers, just like this bullet journal theme, and I will catch you again very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!